you for our files. We like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see.
My first thought is it's about time somebody started looking at all this stuff. If you look at the market research world as it exists, it's an expensive, slow model working with semi-volunteers and a declining group of volunteers. People are less and less willing to go on to do research. But what they do seem increasingly willing to do is to talk about their lives, talk about the things that interest them, talk about things that are happening to them. And they talk freely about that, they record themselves doing it, they show the things that they find funny, the things that they find interesting. And if we could have some way of harvesting, sounds a bit harsh, but if we could find some way of tapping into that, you've got a marvellous, marvellous research base to know what the world's doing. But the other problem or issue with research is it's inevitably in the rearview mirror. You know, it's always today at best, probably by the time you've done the data analysis, it's going to be a few days, a few weeks, who knows, even a few months old. What this, if you use it cleverly, if you use it smartly, enables you to do is to maybe just keep right up to pace so that you can imagine what's going to happen next. Because good research helps you to anticipate. You see what people are doing, you see what people are doing now, you see how they're really using things. I mean, you know, you ask people, how would you like to use a mobile phone? And they'll give you a set of very, very predictable, expected answers because, you know, they know. Actually, when you see people using their mobile phone, they are often using it in innovative ways. And if you can capture the leading edge of any population and see what they're doing with mobile phones, you've got a rough idea what, you know, the mass, the bulge, the late adopters, call them what you will, are going to be doing tomorrow and in the future. The danger of it is you're going to exaggerate. You're going to find leading edge opinion. You're going to find leading thought, and that's something you have to be aware of. But you know, if there's a big issue about Gordon Brown's budget today, for example, you can, you know, find out what people are saying about it. You can get the early noise about what's happening. What is the general opinion? You know, there's a new book coming out on Tesco. Tesco is all bad. Well, is it all bad? I mean, millions and millions of us go to Tesco every day. You know, you can go out, you can test the mood, and I think you have to do it carefully. I think what it does, I think these kind of online ways of speaking to the world do exaggerate the extremes. I think people with most extreme views are the most likely to post things. But you know, with that knowledge, being careful with that, I think you can still take the temperature. You know, you're right to say there are all sorts of people out there posting things, and that's what you're looking for. You know, the Mentos thing is a great example. Coca-Cola first of all thought this was bad, it was infringement of copyright, we must stop this, and then they thought, hey, you know, what's worse than getting our brand name in front of people, and you know, let's.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, I think they're now not exactly encouraging it, but they're kind of, you know, taking a very light touch to it and saying, well, you know, go on, you play with our brand because we know you're going to do it anyway, and if you're going to do it in public, well, hey, we should take some advantage from that. Well, I mean, there's just one other thing that I think you can do is you can go out and provoke debate. You can actually set something going. If you want to put an issue out there and you want to get people talking about it, you want to get them thinking about it, you can post something yourself and actually do something quite provocative or interesting, or you know, just something that you're worried about, you'll want to learn about, and you can get people to react to what you've said. Everybody's talking about Second Life. Second Life's the flavour of the moment, and yet it's not quite the same free environment. I think the interesting thing about YouTube and things like that is a very free, very self-expressive medium, whereas Second Life is a way of hiding. It's a way of not being yourself and not saying what you really think and believe, and actually pretending to be something you're not. So I think although there's a lot of buzz around Second Life and people are setting up, you know, pretend advertising agencies and Lord knows what online.
Have you done that?
But we haven't done that. Leo Burnett done that. It feels to me a very different kind of place, and you have to be very careful what people say when the premise of going there is not to be yourself. YouTube, very different. You are, for all the world, yourself.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
That's great fun. I've never spoken to a camera like this before.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you